Welcome to the BoldSign API tutorial. In this video, I'll guide you through sending a signature request on behalf of another user. Let's dive in. I am Kathy Sam, a legal assistant at a law firm. I need to send documents for client signatures on behalf of Matthew Wilson, our legal coordinator. Let him show you how to do this using the BoldSign API. I first request Matthew to grant permission. Once he grants me permission, I can send documents in his name. To add Matthew's identity as the sender, I start by navigating to the developer documentation. In the Sender Identities section, I find code snippets available in various programming languages. Since I use the console application, I copy the .NET code snippets and paste them into my program.cs file. I have already installed the BoldSign NuGet package. You can easily install this via the NuGet package manager by searching for the BoldSign API package. Now, I update the code. In the API client, I set the API key generated from my BoldSign account to connect with BoldSign services. If you haven't created your API key yet, you can create it from the BoldSign WebApp. The Sender Identity Client object is used to manage sender identities. In the notification settings, by default, alerts are enabled and disabled for the following actions. I enable all the notifications. So when a document is sent for signing, signed, declined, revoked, reassigned, expired, or when authentication fails and reminders are sent, the appropriate email notification will be sent to Matthew, on whose behalf the actions are performed. You can change these settings as needed. Next, I need to update the username to the one on whose behalf the action is being performed. I set the username to Matthew and enter Matthew's email. This is the brand ID, which should correspond to the brand of the sender. This ensures that the company logo, colors, and other design elements match the sender's identity across emails, notifications, and the approval page. I have already created a brand that matches Matthew's, so I navigate to the BoldSign web app, expand the settings menu, and choose branding. Next, I click the context menu and select Use Brand ID to copy it. Then I paste the brand ID here and pass the notification settings. Here you can set the redirect URL, which is the page the user will be navigated to after providing confirmation. I remove this so that the user is automatically taken to the acknowledgement page after approving the request. Finally, I pass this request to Create Sender Identity API to create an identity for Matthew. I run the sample. Let's check whether Matthew's details have been added. I navigate to my BoldSign web app and select Sender Identities under the API section. Matthew's details that I added are now displayed, and he will receive an approval email to provide permission for performing operations on his behalf. This is the email Matthew received to approve permission. I click on Approve Request, which navigates to the BoldSign approval page. Here I can review all the permissions and approve the request. It redirects to the acknowledgement page. Now, operations like sending documents, downloading audit logs, revoking, and more can be performed on behalf of that user. With that done, I move on to sending the document for signing on behalf of Matthew. I navigate back to the developer documentation for sending documents, copy the .NET code snippets, and paste them into my program.cs file. Next, I start to update the code. First, I set the API key. The document client object is used to send documents. I update the document file path and adjust the position of the signature field. I then update the signer's name, email address, and the title of the document. Next comes the most important property for performing this on-behalf operation, the on-behalf property, which requires Matthew's email address to send the document on his behalf. I set Matthew's email address, which I added earlier. I pass these properties to the Send Document API to send the signature request. I log the document ID in the console to verify whether the document has been created and sent successfully for signing. Lastly, I run the sample and the document ID is logged in the console. You can find this document in the Behalf Documents section of the BoldSign web app. Next, I'm going to show you how Steve signs the document. This is the email that Steve James receives to initiate the signing process. You can see Matthew's name, on whose behalf the request was made, instead of my name, Kathy, who actually sent the request. The document should be signed here. Now, The document has been signed successfully. Let's check whether Matthew receives notifications. Here are the emails received by Matthew, indicating the various updates throughout the signing process. Matthew receives timely notifications, keeping him informed every step of the way. That's how the sender's identity can be added, and document sending operations performed on their behalf. That's it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to our channel for more BoldSign API tutorial videos.